Hi, I'm back again to talk about a new feature that's been released on Luminar Neo at the end of the month. I mentioned this one in my previous post, a link. You'll find a link to that underneath this video. And it was also that post also mentioned that there's a bucket full of new features and extensions, and this is the first cab off the rank. What it's called is Studio Light, and it allows you to add some creative lighting to any photo. However, I think it's basically aimed at indoor portraits. I've got one here, so we'll take a look. This is Bronte. Hello, Bronte. We're going to go into Edit. And if we scroll down under Essentials, we have Studio Light. Now you can do masking, so you can ask it to find, once you click on mask, and it will find Bronte and masker when it's ready. In fact, we may not ask for that. Maybe we'll go back and just carry on, as that takes a little bit of time. But anyway, you get the drift. So you can actually mask. I could, just paint Bronte and just do it, and just add the studio light just to her face. I'm not going to do that though. We're just going to do the whole picture. So under the adjustments panel, you've got amount and you've got place depth center. So this is where the center of your lighting will shine. Let's just do that, and we'll put it here. I'll show you later that it can be moved with great effect actually. So now we increase some sort of lighting, and you can see looks like stripe lighting are going across. Now I can add a bit of color into there, or I could take it away. That turns it into yellow, that turns it to magenta. The filter radius, I haven't found a great deal of success with that. You can see it does have some effect. Let's leave it there and just see what happens. And the filter EPS is there to not do a lot. I've only sort of really played around with this once before, so now you get a choice of what sort of patterns you want. There's a lot of standard patterns here. Let's go raise. Now you can't sort of see anything at the moment. And then you've got sorry, that's the texture. Then you've got the pattern. The pattern is, at this stage, just gives you stripes or dots. Let's go for stripes, and you can see straight away there is some sort of change. Then you can change the scale. So now I'm starting to reduce it, and you can see if I go right down to almost 0, you can see it's just like a sort of stripy, wavy type of pattern. Let's open it up a bit more, and now I can move that around. So if I want them, so this is sort of the vertical angle, so now I've changed it to vertical. But then if I want to do a little bit, something a bit different, I can do that, as you can see. And then the depth takes you is basically the concentration that you want. Yeah, that looks a bit eerie, doesn't it? Yes, back it off a bit. And the exposure is really the exposure of the complete image. So probably a little, something you'll play around with afterwards. So going back to what they call the depth center, I can now move this. So if I just want this, say, to be across one side of a face, as I've done there, let's do a bit more. You can see I can actually just have it over one side, or the whole face or over that side. And then it makes it look like there's lighting coming from that side, mottled lighting at that. And then we can maybe add a bit more stripiness to it. And in fact, you can open it right up. Yeah, it can look quite nice actually. There's a bit of shadow in this particular image in the original, as you can see from here. And that kind of doesn't fill in all the shadows, but it makes them less noticeable. So that's quite nice. But you know, that's very subjective. So that's Studio Light from Luminar Neo. To get Luminar Neo, just head below this video and you'll see a link or two. If you've already got Luminar Neo, then there's another link that will allow you to get Studio Light. Thank you very much for your time.